and welcome to Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. My name is Julie and I'm here to impart some knowledge to you today via a 2-minute art tip. And today's tip is about some more underappreciated products, but these are very inexpensive and won't break the bank. So perk up, we got some good info for you here and some fun things to show you. So I wanted to start off with something that's really kind of unique. You will see this in our catalog under the children's art supply area, but it's really pretty fabulous. I would definitely, and I already have been playing around with these because these are great. These are by Stabilo. They're called the Woody 3-in-1 pencils. And so it is a, colored pencil, and it's really nice. It has that kind of like chubby crayon feel, like back from kindergarten and stuff. But what's interesting about these is that they are uniquely concentrated for what's marketed as a children's art supply. They are pretty intense and I've been surprised by them. So as you can see, you can get a good bit of coverage with these, and they're so big that you can cover a large area. You can get a really expressive gestural line with this. And they come in these, super playful, awesome colors. But the thing that I want to show you, because what makes them just kind of unique from other material for kids, is that these are really, really, really great. So we're going to wet our brush here. We've got the dry pencil onto the surface, but I want to show you what happens when we activate this color. So watch this. Look how brilliant and amazing this is, and how quickly it activates, and what a really, really long way it goes. And this is like a kid's art supply. Now, we don't have them in individual sticks. We have them in sets. We only have them individually in our retail stores, but they blend great. The color is like really intense and gorgeous, and they're really, really fun. And so I encourage you to take a look at these, because this is one of those things that, like, adults are going to walk by this and not even take a second glance. And it has the cutest little, chubby sharpener that you'll need to, resharpen them. And they're just wonderful. So take a look at them. There's Stabilo Woody 3-in-1 pencils. Now, the next product I wanted to show you is called a Cheap Joe's Scroggy Loose Goose Brush. Now, this is what it looks like when it's dry. So I wanted you to be able to see how unique this head is. Now I'm going to go ahead and wet it. This is based on a sign painter's dagger striper. Okay, this is what sign painters used to use to make signs or pinstripes on cars, or long lines on signs and stuff like that. Now, the story behind this is that years ago, like I think it's like 22 years ago, I was at the Ohio Watercolor Society convention and met Hal Scroggy, who was a wonderful artist, and we instantly became fast friends, and he was wonderful. And he was demoing in the booth where I was for Cheap Joe's, and we just cackled and had a ball. And he was using a dagger striper attached to a pencil. So he basically had a pencil extender with a dagger striper brush on it, and it was the most like crazy thing I've ever seen. And I was like, what is that? But let me show you how he was using it. I got some watercolor over here, and we're going to load this thing up. Now, if you are into a lot of linear form, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to blow your mind. So you're going to lay this down like this, and you can get a very, very even, consistent line. But that's not exactly how Hal used it. Yeah, you can use it that way. But what he liked to do was like take it like this and then flip it like that, And then he would do this kind of crazy slapping thing where he would, like, you know, slap things down and have these really expressive ends on his marks and stuff like that. And I was constantly laughing at him because he's flinging junk everywhere. But I absolutely adored him. And I love how, you know, expressive and remarkable his brush strokes were, and just with this one tool. And like you can see, like it's insane, you know, the kind of variation that you can get with this brush. It's just, and you know, you load it up and you go and you go and you go, and it does all kinds of, you know, really cool stuff. And it has so many kind of unique properties, just like he did. So check them out. The Cheap Joe's Scroggy Loose Goose brush. Check that one out. It's kind of one of those looked over gems that is in our lineup. Then I wanted to show you the Cheap Joe's palette cups. This is my actual palette from home. I'm working in some oils for the first time in a long time. And I've got my palette cup actually on my New Wave glass palette, which I absolutely love. I use it all the time. I've got two different sizes of them. This is my smaller one. But see how I have my palette cup just attached to the edge? And what I do is I just kind of like lay it over the edge of my working surface, because this little clip thing will cause the thing to kind of, you know, bounce about and stuff. So I just hang it over the edge like that. But you can unscrew this, and I've got mine full of lavender oil. I've been using that as my primary medium. I really like it. And one of the reasons is that the smell of oil just kind of makes me, you know, but the lavender seems to counteract that enough. But I can't say how handy this is, because I can close this up. I can put this in a cool place, and then come back to it days later, and bang, everything's ready to go. And this is nice and tight. I don't have to worry about the pets getting in it or anything like that. Now we have this in two different variations. We have one cup, or that we have a double clip that has two cups on it. So you could have two different kinds of mediums in there at the ready, you know, right attached to your palette. A couple of bucks for this simple solution is just amazing, I think. And then lastly, what I wanted to show you is the Cretacolor ergonomic lead holder. Now you're like, a lead holder, really? Well, yeah, you know, I'm afraid in my life it has come to be the time when things start to hurt. And lately, my thumb has been a problem when I'm drawing and I'm working. And I have found that this is a great relief, simply because it's so oversized and it has a special ergonomic grip on it. So I don't have to close my hand quite so tightly, and I can work and I can do gestures really, really quick and easily, and still have control without having to, you know, actually activate my thumb all that much. It's got this funny little humpback on it, which allows me to kind of, you know, really clamp it between these two fingers and have full control over it. And this is kind of a lifesaver, and I have really, really enjoyed using it lately, because stuff's starting to hurt. You know? And when they say ergonomic, they're not kidding. And so for just a couple of bucks, this solves a big problem that's kind of bugging me lately. So if that's something that's happening to you, definitely check this out, the Cretacolor ergonomic lead holder. We have the lead refills for it, and you don't have to buy the specific brand. You know, it's kind of universal. You can put all kinds of different stuff in it. So this is quite a buy. So check it out. And we hope that these suggestions are useful to you, maybe open your eyes to some possibilities. So thanks for watching, and we hope that you enjoy.